Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to channel. Today we are going to start a new series, C++. So first of all, we will see why we still need to use C++. Well, C++ is a type of language which allow us to interact with the hardware directly. It's because when it's compiled, it's converted directly into the machine code, and machine code runs on directly on hardware to interact with the hardware. So we use C++. No other language provide this facility like Java or PHP. They are like converted into a machine intermediate language first, and then they are again compiled into the machine code, and then so in short, to optimize things to get a better fast performance, we use C++. So before telling you about the how C++ works, I would like to give an overview of the compilers available for different operating systems. So if you use Windows, I would recommend Visual Studio. Visual Studio is the best compiler for Windows. Along with you can use Visual Studio Code as well as Sublime and Dev C++. So if you use Mac, I recommend to use Xcode. This is specially designed for C++. Along with you can use other language as well, but they are not concerned, our concern for now. Sorry. So along with you can also go with Visual Studio Code. You have to install the recommended extensions for C++ and the C++ compiler, especially MinGW is a C++ compiler you have to install. And if you use Linux, you don't have any choice. You have to install Visual Studio Code, and then you have to set up the C++ all the way through into that Visual Studio Code. So this is a basic structure of C++ program written in this file. Um, so the first is what this first line is. This is a preprocessor statement. Anything started with hash is a preprocessor statements. So what does that mean when actually we compile our program? The actual execution, the interpreter of the instruction starts from our main function. So these are type of files which are processed before the compilation of the program. So what this preprocessor statement do is they include the keyword and include what these header files. The header files contain different type of functions and classes which we use in our program. Like a simple example is this function. So what this is basically an operator which is left shift operator which is overloaded into this class. The operator overloaded functions are also like functions, and there are different type of classes also available inside this header files. Different type of header files provide different type of facilities, different kind of functionalities, classes. We're going to have a video on header files, all the list of header files available in C++. So what this namespace is, I have made a video on namespace. Go and check out that if you want to get a better and deep understanding of what is namespace. So these are type of functions which are defined in std. If I'm not going to write this statement, then I have to write the std with it like this. So for now I have used this namespace. Namespace are like they are just defined, and for in this different. This is a namespace which is a keyword, and then we have name of the namespace, and this in this namespace we have defined in different kind of functionalities provided by this header file. So I have used that namespace here, and that's why I don't have to explicitly write std. Like you can see that the compiler tell me that you have to do that this statement has been interpreted as std and scope resolution operator, and then you see so what is main function? Main function is where the actual interpretation, the actual execution of the code starts. So if you are familiar with the functions, you must have seen that this function returns a value, but I have returned nothing here, but it will run fine. If you don't return any kind of value, it will by default return 0, and 0 is return code which tells us that the execution of the program was very successful. Different type of codes return codes available, like if you have memory leak issue in your program and the execution have to stop in any uncertain case, then the return code will be 9. So for different type of error, we have different type of codes. So then we have this statement cout. Well, this what this do is that this is string literal. This it will just left shift into the cout. Cout is like a standard output. We if we want to print anything to the console, we use cout, and we if we want to get any output, then we use cin. And first of all, we have to define any kind of variable. We will in the later video we will see what is variable and how to write basic variables and all the stuff, the rules for naming variables in the later videos. So this was the left shift operator, and this was the right shift operator. cin is also a this is also a function available in this header file, and then later defined in this std namespace std. And this was and these functions are on the backend. These functions are written like this. In the later videos, we are going to see about the operator overloading when we are going to discuss object-oriented programming. So for now, you just have to keep in mind that the operators, overloaded operators, are basically are the functions. So we have its syntax like this. Then we have just templated values, templated word. It allows us the facility to write a single program for different generic types. Like if I have just created a new generic type here, then it's going to be, it can be anything. If I passed on a string literal here, then this operator, overloaded operator, would be like I have passed a string literal here. So this function, this template will this generic type will become string. And if I were to pass the integer value, then this generic type would become string. So templates, I have made a video on templates. I will link this up below. You can check out the templates. And I will also make us on operator overloaded operators. What is operator overloading, along with the functions, so you have a better understanding of how this thing works. So if you have any kind of question regarding this basic structure of C++, do comment, do ask me, because if you don't understand this, you are not going to follow the series well. So for now, Allah Hafiz.